We all have personal information that we wish to keep private for different reasons. For example, most people are careful not to share social security numbers or bank passwords. Some people may also want to keep information about their health private. Making decisions about sharing your cancer diagnosis with others is one way that you can take back some control at a time when you may feel like you've lost it. Common places people choose to share information may include with family and friends, on the internet and social media, in community or religious groups, and at work. You might make different decisions about if or how much you want to share with different groups. For example, you may choose to only share information about your diagnosis with family. Or maybe you want to share information with a group of close friends. Deciding if and how much you want to share for each one of these places can be helpful to avoid accidental disclosure. When you choose to share information with some people but not others, it is important to make sure the people you do tell understand your wishes about sharing your information with others. For example, if you plan to tell your close group of friends but do not want others outside of that group to know, make sure those friends understand your wishes and limits. Many people are also active on social media platforms, blogs, and other online sites. Using social media and online tools can be helpful as a source of information and support, but it is important to remember that sharing medical information online makes the information public. Even if you believe the platforms you are using are private, you may want to share your personal privacy preferences with the people you are connected to online. Because once information is posted online, it can never be completely removed. Work is another place to consider your disclosure preferences because you may have options to maintain your privacy at work. Some people share information about their medical conditions with their employees because they think they have to in order to access certain rights and benefits. However, there are strategies you can use to maintain your privacy. Even if you have shared information publicly, there are limits on what employers or potential employers can ask you. Employers are entitled to different information depending what stage of the employment process you are in. During the application and interview process, before a job offer is made, an employer may not ask about your health. They may only ask if you can perform the essential functions of the job and how you will do the job. Once an employer has offered you the job, they can ask you questions about your health and to take a medical exam, but only if they ask everyone else in the same job category the same things. An employer can't take back the job offer unless the exam shows you cannot do the job. Once you have the job, they can ask you to take medical exams, but only if it is job-related. For example, having a pilot take an eye exam to ensure they can fly safely. Even though employers aren't allowed to ask you about your medical condition, you may still find that it comes up at work in different ways. If you are asking for a reasonable accommodation, which could be anything that makes it easier to do your job, or for medical leave, your employer may ask you to have your healthcare professional complete a form to confirm that you qualify for those benefits. If your employer asks you for a medical certification form, you should talk with your healthcare provider about what you are or aren't sharing with your employer. You may not need to include all the details of your medical condition on these forms. Often the need for a reasonable accommodation or leave is due to a side effect of treatment, not the cancer itself. So if you are concerned about privacy, your healthcare provider can focus on the side effect you are experiencing when completing the form. Be careful of forms that your employer creates, as they may ask for more information than they are entitled to, and think about the provider who you ask to complete the form. If you ask your oncologist to complete the form, and she writes down oncologist as her medical specialty, that gives your employer some information. If you are concerned about disclosure, you can ask another person on your healthcare team to complete the form instead. Making conscious disclosure decisions after a cancer diagnosis can be difficult. However, by understanding how your personal information may be handled and making your privacy preferences known, you can be in control of your information. For more information and tips about making privacy choices after a cancer diagnosis, visit triagecancer.org and cancerfinances.org.